I'm Blake Anderson, the head football coach at Utah State University. Myself, my family, our staff, and our players have dedicated this week and this week's football game against UNLV to mental health awareness. We have had a lot of good conversations about this, something that we all feel very strongly about. We'd love for you to join with us and support this cause and hopefully help those in need. This week we'll be putting out as many things on our social media platform as we can in terms of support for those that are struggling. Also, just opportunities and things that are available in terms of resources. If there are those that are listening and are struggling and need help. And there'll also be testimonials from those within our circle, our players and our staff. And it seems no better place to start than with me. And my family's mental health struggle and really just what it has done to our family and to me personally. I'm probably not that much different than most guys my age, athletes especially. I grew up in an era and a time where as a man, you didn't show that you were hurting. You didn't show that you had pain or you didn't cry. It was the get up, dust yourself off, tape it up, get back to work kind of mentality. And unfortunately, I probably spent most of my life as a father and as a coach, probably teaching my kids the same way. I don't think my family really knew what mental health really was. Never really talked about it a lot. It wasn't a topic of conversation. It was just something that you dealt with until about 6 years ago. My wife, Wendy, at the time, we'd been married 25 years. We had 3 kids, Colton, Callie, and Cason. And we'd never really seen any real tragedy in our life. We'd never been through anything extremely difficult, just normal stuff of growing and raising kids. And until my wife got a diagnosis of a very rare and aggressive form of breast cancer. And very quickly, there was a lot of anxiety and worry and stress and all the things that come with a really ugly battle with cancer. Anybody that's been through that knows it's visible, it's real, it's daily, it's a grind, it's a struggle. And what she had was maybe even worse in some ways. It was something that was going to affect us all. It manifested itself in different ways in our family. For me, it was the daily challenge of trying to keep her alive and help her fight for her. It was fighting for her life. I think for our kids, the worry and stress of what's going to happen to mom. My wife ultimately lost that battle. And grief set in a way in our family that we'd never seen before. We didn't really know what to do with it. And so we leaned on Christ. Our faith is in Him. We lean on the people around us that God had put in our path. And honestly, kind of took the same approach that, you get up, you dust off, and you keep taking one step and put it in front of the other. My father passed about 6 months later. About a year later, my only brother, Brian, was diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer. It just so happens that my youngest son, Cason, had moved to Austin to work for him. And all these things were happening in the course of just a few years. And I would tell you that I felt like we'd done grief counseling. We had leaned on each other. Again, we'd leaned on Christ. And we felt like we were in a place that, we're doing okay. We're managing these things okay. Our lives changed forever. On February 28th, 2022, just 6 months ago, when a phone call from my brother on a Monday morning told me that Cason didn't show up for work this morning and nobody can find him. We'd all been reaching out to him. I talked to him on Thursday. We'd had a great conversation. He was laughing his head off and cutting up like he always does. On Friday night, he was playing PlayStation with his brother and a group of guys like he did pretty much every night. At midnight, 12:30, his guys were starting to get off from playing. He said, "Hey guys, you guys gonna be on again tomorrow?" And they're all like, "Yeah." And they will all tell you that Cason was normal Cason. He was always the biggest smile in the room, the biggest laugh in the room, always the jokester, always the sarcastic prankster. That Cason was just being Cason. But somewhere in the middle of the night, when everybody was gone, Cason went to a place that was so dark. that he didn't want to do it anymore. He didn't want to be here anymore, and he took his own life. And my brother had to call and tell me that we found Cason. He's gone. He's taken his own life. Our lives forever changed that morning. A piece of me and a piece of our family is gone and will never come back. Questions are all we're left with. Why didn't I see it? How could I have helped more? What could I have done? I mean, he never let any of us know. There were no red flags. There were no warning signs. He always made sure to tell you that he was okay. If you are hurting, if you are dealing with dark thoughts, if you are depressed, if you're dealing with grief so heavy that you don't know what to do with it, please reach out. There are people around you that want to help you. There are people that God has put in your life that want to carry your burden. They would much rather carry your burden than carry your coffin. Mental health matters. I encourage you, if you or someone you know is hurting, step up, speak out, and do everything you can to help them find the resources they need. Staying silent is too costly. Thank you for listening. And I pray that those that are listening, if you're hurting, that you won't wait.